Hey there. We're on part two, or step two, of how to do an inductive Bible study. And this is the question of interpretation. Now, it's crucial that we do not skip step one, which was observation. If you haven't watched that video, you check that out first. But we have to observe it, and once we made our observation, we ask the question of what does it mean? And this is crucial that we ask this. And we can still, I think that we can still apply the five W's and an H to this. Who said it? Who is the author? Who is speaking? And then look up the background about that author, and you'll understand a lot about them. For instance, Paul. Who is Paul? You look at Paul. His name used to be Saul. He was a Pharisee. Who are the Pharisees? I mean, you can really dig way deep in on just one particular topic and gain a lot of insight, and it'll help you to understand where Paul was coming from. Paul, being a Pharisee, was very, very knowledgeable of the law, of all the Old Testament, the books of the prophets, and the historical books as well. And so he really knew the Word of God really well, although he did not believe that Jesus was the Messiah until his encounter. So this is important. You ask the who. Who was it being written to? Because you'll find that the group of people that were being addressed, knowing more about them. I did a Bible study a few months back on Colossians, and you look at who were the Colossians there. What was happening there? There's a what there. What was happening in Colossae there that Paul needed to write the letter to the Colossians? When you ask this and you start breaking down and getting a clear understanding and interpretation of this, it makes so much more sense when you read the book of Colossians, for instance. And so it's really important. When were they to do the things that were prescribed to them, or when were the things that are being told to them going to happen? And so timeline is always crucial. And interpret this. Why was it important that they did it at this time? And maybe it was due to festivals or something to that sort. And so if you skip these things, and this all helps you in interpretation. I'm going to list on my website a list of resources that you can use. One of the ones right off the top of my head there is an ESV Study Bible. Is a great study Bible that gives a lot of insight. I bought my wife one, and I end up grabbing her Bible a lot because it has really great information and backgrounds to the different books. You can go further, get a Bible dictionary. There's some great ones of those online that you can buy from Amazon. You can pick them up used and save some money. Bible Encyclopedia helps. And there's a whole host of resources, and I'll try to list as many as I can on my website. I'm not going to go into that now for the sake of time. Once again, this ties back into where was it being written from, where was it applying to, and so forth and so on. How does it apply? As you dig more and more, you're going to want to know how this was to be used. Maybe Paul was speaking on a spiritual gift, and so he was telling them specifically how to do what they're doing. Like for instance, the church at Corinth, they were misusing their spiritual gifts there and causing divisions among the believers at that church. So he was telling them how their spiritual gifts were to be used and how they were not to be used. And so these are all crucial, and that, I think, pretty much sums it up for interpretation. Once you get a correct interpretation, you really dig in. You're asking yourself all of these questions and looking for the answers. The cool thing is you don't have to get all the answers right now. This is a lifelong venture as we learn to become better followers of Jesus Christ. And we'll reread a lot of the things that we've studied. And as we develop our skills of inductive Bible study and critical thinking, we will we will eventually get better and better, and we'll unpack more and more. Every time we read it, we'll find something new that we didn't quite get to before, a new insight, a new revelation on what was being said, what was being implied. And we'll learn how to connect the Bible together more and more. And what's neat is when you see the overall picture, you're seeing a bigger picture. As you read it, as you study it, you'll start seeing the coherency between all of it. And it really makes for a unique and very special insight and understanding of what God is doing for us, through us, and in us. And with His creation, His ultimate plan of redemption. So anyways, I hope that helped, and the next step we'll get to the final phase of inductive Bible study, which is application. So thanks for watching.